coastal regions of Tenerife, human development is competing with the ancient ecosystem of the cardonal-tabaibal. The Council of Tenerife is in charge of the conservation of this ecosystem, whilst at the same time earning money from the tourism industry and further expansion of human activities at the coast. This contradiction often leads to a neglect of the once so pristine coastal landscape. Passionate conservationists and naturalists are fighting against further urban development and working on restoration projects, but unfortunately the money for these programs is often lacking. One possibility to free more money is the implementation of tourist taxes on the island. With the 6 million tourists that are visiting Tenerife each year, tourist taxes would assemble a considerable amount of money.
La tasa turística, el impuesto para los turistas que llegan a un determinado territorio no es nuevo. Eso se está haciendo en muchos países del mundo, tanto continente como en islas. Esas medidas, pequeños impuestos, porque puede hacer €1, solo €1, por una semana que vas a estar en un territorio usándolo, y ese dinero que se recauda puede dirigirse para la conservación y restauración de los ecosistemas dañados históricamente, pero también por el uso de ese territorio actualmente, fruto de, a lo mejor, los varios millones de turistas que visitan Tenerife cada año. Yo estoy de acuerdo con esa idea, siempre que todo lo que se recaude por ese concepto vaya dirigido a la conservación de la naturaleza y no a otros objetivos diferentes.
The LIFE program in Teno is an example of a project that the tax money could be spent on. With Jaime Cuello Bravo, I talk about the potential of conservationists, or NGOs, carrying out more reforestation projects that turn abandoned farmland back into forest ecosystems.
I think that's a very good key on that. Just buy plots of land and reforestate. For example, an NGO could actually do that very well. And it could work very, very well. Because if you have the right people to work there and you put the right attention, you are going to have the ecosystem, at least in several areas, in a very good shape. You could use that territory also to do educational programs, you know, for the young people to come and learn about it. I mean, so I think that's another solution. The agriculture here has been very tough, you know, the conditions. Here we don't have, as you can see, we don't have a lot of soil. So we have to build these huge terraces that you have to put a lot of effort on it. So the people of the rural areas, many of them have taught the children and the grandchildren that the fields are very hard. It's a very hard work. And then you have to compete with the tourism industry works. So a lot of people abandon the fields and they go to work in the tourism.
To make the reforestation programs more financially attractive, the Council of Tenerife could create subsidies, paid from the tourist taxes. Besides the money that is made available for conservation, it is important to get more people interested and involved. Nature education could play an important role in letting people discover the uniqueness of the species and relationships that have evolved on Tenerife, and to show the importance of restoring and conserving these ecosystems.
In my opinion, we need more specific and more in-depth programs about environment education. Local people, but also to tourists.
Many tourists, as well as local people, do not know that 40% of the island is protected area, consisting of special ecosystems that cannot be found elsewhere in the world. However, there seems to be an increasing interest to learn.
What we've seen is there's feels like it's like a desert vibe up here. I actually thought that it was just mainly desert here because of all the mountains that we've seen. But no, I didn't know that.
I know different areas in Tenerife, like the forests. I didn't know that really 40% are protected. I wouldn't go on a study tour, but if I go somewhere and find the sign, I would definitely read it. Yeah, I would be potentially interested in going on excursions.
Würde es dich interessieren, wenn da irgendwie so Schilder hingestellt werden würden, vielleicht an den Wanderwegen oder an den Eingängen mit ein bisschen so Informationen über Vegetation oder vielleicht auch Naturschutzprojekte, die hier laufen?
Ja, ich finde das eigentlich immer interessant. Das ist eigentlich eine gute Möglichkeit, hin und wieder Schilder aufzustellen in verschiedenen Sprachen. Ja, weil ich denke, dann werden halt auch mehr sich das durchlesen und es interessant aufmachen. Also es ist eigentlich eine gute Idee.
The overarching problem seems to be a lack of knowledge, for local people as well as for tourists, about the coastal forest layers that were once so present on Tenerife. If people don't know, people won't care. It's very important to remember people of the unique ecosystem that once covered this island. This can be done by signs being put up in natural areas, by educational programs, educational videos, by giving excursions, involving local people and involving tourists in the conservation of this island. The more people know and the more people understand, the more people will care. And the more power there will be to steer politics into a direction of implementing tourist taxes to get more money for conservation efforts, to make it more attractive to buy abandoned farmlands and start reforestation programs. In the end, these are all political choices, and the people make the politics.